Welcome to the true success of the Farmers Agency and District with the AI webinar. I'm your host. My name is Vlada. I'm CEO of SUPERAGENT. We're going to talk today to our amazing panel first. Before I jump in, Clark, I would love you to introduce yourself. I'm so excited to have you here and allow folks to learn from you.
So I'm Clark. I've been with Farmers for 21 years. Started as an agency owner and have spent the last 18 as a district manager here in Cupertino, California. The reason I got into this business is I like to sell things and I like to recruit people. And as many of you know, in California, we were in a period for a while where we couldn't do either of those things. And so coming out of that, there was a lot of optimism in our district about how we were going to scale and grow. And I think SUPERAGENT has become an integral part of that. So I'm excited to be with you today and share a little bit about our story.
What were the challenges, right? What sort of prompted you to get into this exploration?
We really needed ways to get speed to sale and speed to production in front of our agency owners. Otherwise, they're not willing to play ball with us. And I think that's exactly what we've been able to deliver.
I would say in the past, right, before you've implemented SUPERAGENT, what was your process? Where did you see the biggest sort of pain points with that? Why was it taking so long?
We'd hire somebody and they weren't productive until 5 or 6 weeks down the line. With what we've implemented now, that process is cut down to 5 days. And honestly, they're selling on average by the third day that they're on the phone. So just a complete turnaround in what we're doing. And it helps those agency owners that have their wallets out ready to pay people. It makes them a lot more confident when I can say with confidence that you bring somebody on, we train them, we leverage SUPERAGENT, and they're going to be productive a heck of a lot faster. Leaning into SUPERAGENT and using the training agent personalities so they're getting the most real world opportunities to practice. Those last 20 to 25 touches or interactions really should be as real world live fire as they're ever going to see. They're running a quote, they're explaining the coverages, they're talking to these different personalities. We have them start on the easy ones and work their way up into the harder ones. And we actually want to see that they're able to close. With the live call agent assisting them as they're making their first real calls, again, it just seems so similar. The process is exactly the same. If they forget where they are or forget how to overcome an objection, they don't have to pause and go, oh, what do I do next? Or come and find my trainer. It's there in front of them. It's literally coaching them in the moment. There's the confidence to the producer, but also the confidence to the district and to the agency owners. One of the things that I'm most excited about is using SUPERAGENT to accomplish all of or a lot of the tasks that as agency owners we see as good ideas, but always get the back burner and never seem to get executed. With SUPERAGENT, we can build an entire retention department in our agencies where we are making those touches and the producer's not getting tired and not going on a lunch break and not going on vacation, but actually doing this. So I know those retention touches are going out on a regular basis. And although I'm not a complete conspiracy theorist, I like to have data like that at my fingertips because I don't trust too many people when it comes to how fast we're scaling. And so that's another huge piece for us.
Anything else you would add before we jump over to Chad to talk about his agency owner perspective?
You know, you brought up the topic of leaning into AI. You know, in Silicon Valley, it seems like you can't have a conversation with anybody about talking about AI. And the reality is it's here, right? You can either be an optimist or a pessimist, but you can't be neutral. And I think in our business, optimism is rewarded. And I've not found anything better than SUPERAGENT in the marketplace to help do what we need to do and scale at a pace. And I'll just say, I cannot speak highly enough about the team at SUPERAGENT and how adaptable they've been and how much they've evolved, even in the last 6 months. And I know that is going to continue to happen. And so I'm a big fan.
With that, I wanted to transition to Chad. So great to have you, Chad, here with us. Maybe just we start with your introduction, Chad, and then we'll run through some questions.
Sure. Again, my name is Chad Rietmar. I'm an agency owner in Dallas, Texas. I'm a new agency owner on the retail program, and I'm coming up on 1 year. So I think that gives everybody a pretty good perspective of exactly where my agency is.
As you think about AI, Chad, what prompted you to lean in?
I came across SUPERAGENT and saw everything that Super Agent is doing and their vision, and I actually couldn't get on board fast enough because I think it's the future.
Just from the things you've tried in the past, what have you seen as shortcomings?
Even as a new agency owner, you have to approach it one bite at a time, so that you're not completely upsetting your agency. You're integrating things piece by piece, and then once you have confidence in the piece that you've integrated, move on to the next piece. I'm really excited to see these outbound calls happen where AI is generating leads and gathering information, and then passing that off really as a live lead transfer to the sales department to close. With Super Agent AI answering the phone and handling all of my service calls and passing them on to Service Advantage, I don't have to worry about service, and that's pretty cool. I see the phone calls in, I monitor the phone calls, and Sarah, my Super Agent AI receptionist, handles them perfectly.
Folks who are perhaps thinking about implementing AI in their agency, what is your one piece of advice?
This is an opportunity to really leverage something that could help your agency scale at a much faster rate.
With that, I wanted to turn to our third panelist, Dave, who is leading SuperAgent sales effort.
Thank you, Vlada. I'm Dave. I'm the Chief Sales Officer here at SuperAgent, and just excited to talk to you all.
Dave, just maybe to kick us off, a broad question. What have you seen resonate? Where are folks leaning in?
So really across my conversations, the similar problems are coming up, and it's really, I would say, tied to operational inefficiencies. There's a lot of outbound motions that I've seen that district managers want to use, but they don't have the resources to do it. I think Clark mentioned before too about the good ideas that aren't implemented. That's essentially what we built our tools on, is to allow you to implement those good ideas, being able to utilize a training platform, but also utilize Super Agent for the role play, for the continuous training, because a lot of times with role play too, you're only doing it once or twice before you move on to a different product. So you're able within Super Agent to completely keep role playing on the same targets until that protege is ramped up and able to hit the floor running.
I'll have a perfect setup for you with the last question. For someone listening today, what is the smartest first step after this webinar?
Well, I would say the smartest first step is don't leave this webinar thinking about AI. Leave with a decision, because AI is here. It's not going anywhere, and the biggest mistake I see is those who haven't adopted it early sort of become, they fall behind, because the agencies that have adopted it are already miles ahead. So just make the decision. Don't leave this meeting without doing something.
Watch the full webinar in our YouTube channel, youtube.com/@GetSuperAgent.